Good morning. Well, whatever time that you're watching this, that's fine. I'm Marissa, and welcome to Thrive Yoga Studio. We'll be going through a practice this morning. If you'd like to join me, um, yeah, just a couple ideas. I don't have, I wanted to move fluidly, like naturally. So let's do that today. I will be utilizing 2 to 4 blocks. So if you'd like, for sure a foam block, um, and 2 cork. If you have 2 blocks, that's fine. Currently, I'm seated atop 2 blankets just to have my pelvis tilted forward. um, so please join me. I want to open my body today, tend to pieces of me that I have not tended to in a little while. And I'm so grateful to have you here with me. So let's begin. Um, I'm going to start off with a little piece from this book. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And this is page 244. So a great theme of this book, which is my favorite, is omnipotence. And that I feel we all hold within us. So it's the quality of having unlimited or very great power, right? So in this section here, it says, life is. A woman asked Thomas Edison, the electrical wizard, Mr. Edison, what is electricity? He replied, Madame, electricity is, use it. Electricity is a name we give an invisible power which we do not fully comprehend. But we learn all we can about the principle of electricity and its uses. We use it in countless ways. The scientist cannot see an electron with his eyes, yet he accepts it as scientific fact because it's the only valid conclusion which coincides with his other experimental evidence. We cannot see life. However, we know we are alive. Life is, and we're here to express it in all its beauty and glory. And, right, I just keep replaying that. We cannot see life, period, right? However, we know we are alive. Life is, and we are here to express it in all its beauty and glory. So, with our beautiful beings today, excuse me, with our beautiful beings today, to the best of our ability, let's be expressive. Let's be present where we are right here, right now. Welcoming ourselves to this here now here moment. So honored to be on your screen. I'm grateful you enjoy being a part of Thrive, a part of me. And I'm just so happy to be here. If you would like, find yourself in a comfortable, cross-legged, easy seat, and we'll begin our practice for today. And we're holding the theme of omnipotence, right? This power that is all-consuming. And let's let that be our guide today, right? It's what has woke us up this morning. Thank you, universe. Yeah. And let's just begin with that for today, okay? Join me in a cross-legged easy seat. I'm seated upon two blankets. My pelvis is tilted forward, right? So my sits bones are plugging right into the earth plane. Those two bony bits, right? I like to pick up one side of my fleshy bit and then I'll pick up the other side, and it helps me lean forward and plug myself right into the earth plane. And while I'm here, I like to imagine, as we settle in, roots, right? Like a plant, roots are forming from the base of my legs and really grounding into the earth plane here. Taking a moment, coming into your easy seat, allow the hands to rest on the knees, on the thighs. Palms can be facing down or up. The chin is parallel with the earth plane, extending through the back of the neck, right, and out through the crown of the head. Maybe gently closing your eyes or taking the gaze towards the floor. And bringing yourself, welcoming yourself into this here now here moment. Noticing as you inhale, your belly expands forward, the ribs rise. At the furthest extent of your inhalation, you'll feel the collarbones ever so gently rise too. Awesome. Exhaling completely. Inhaling once more. Right, the belly, the ribs, collarbone. As you exhale, trace that sequence back down, right? Collarbone drops, the ribs draw in, navel dissolves towards the spine. Great job. Let's take one last deep breath here, centering ourselves, imagining those roots growing into the earth plane below us. Can you hear your breath? Can you hear your inhalation and exhalation? Bringing the hands together, palms touch at the heart center. The thumbs can gently press into the heart center. Wonderful. Inhaling the arms out to the side, up overhead, gathering all this sacred energy we're going to create today. Palms touch overhead, maybe slight back bend here. Exhale, hands down through heart center. 2 more times. Out to the side. Inhale. Palms touch, slight back bend. Exhale, down through heart center. 1 more. Inhale out to the side. Up overhead. Beautiful. Hands down through heart center. Great job. Taking the left hand, planting it on the earth plane beside us. Great. Left hand down to the left. Palm onto the floor. Inhaling the right arm out to the side, up overhead. Eyes can stay closed, right? So we're slightly bending into this left arm. The left elbow bends. The right arm is rising up. Awesome job. Great. Bring it over to the other side. Right hand plants, bending the right elbow. Inhaling the left arm up. The gaze can come with you, or we can keep our eyes closed. Mine are closed. My face is, though, moving with the arm that is risen. So, right, if my left hand comes down again into the mat, bending into the elbow, right arm rises. Even though my eyes are closed, my face, though, is pointing towards the arm that is risen. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, right? Just feel into your body. Right, moving over to the other side once more, planting the right hand down into the mat, bending into the right elbow. Left arm rises. Moving with our body lovingly, attentively. Energy flows where our attention goes. One more each side. Very, very, very slowly. We're just getting into our being. Broadening through the heart space. And over to the right side. Beautiful. Great job. Neutral, easy C. Allow the hands to rest onto the thighs. Taking a moment here. Shoulders relaxing down to their own sides. Great. Great job. Deeply inhale, expanding the belly. And let it go. Taking both of the hands now. Taking both of the hands, place them on top of one another at the heart space. Now, walk them up about an inch or two, right under the center of the collarbone. From here, allow the tongue to touch the roof of the mouth, and the teeth will stay together. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the teeth stay together. Gently press into that heart space that's right under the collarbone. Keep the hands here firm. The tongue is where it is, the teeth stay together, and lifting the chin towards the sky. Allow the head to drop back. Feeling the sensation through the front of the neck, opening through the throat space. Staying right here. Exhaling completely. And let's inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Take 3 more breaths on your own, holding this count within your mind. Last breath here. Beautiful. Gently, gently returning the chin back to parallel with the earth plane. Taking a moment here, releasing the pressure from the center of the chest. Noticing your heart space. Some affirmations I love to say in my practice are, I show up for me, I value me, I am worthy of my undivided attention. With the hands now, gently walk them over to under the right collarbone. Pushing that pressure under the right collarbone. Turning the chin to the left shoulder and the chin up towards the sky. Great job. Noticing the sensations that arrive here. Playing with the pressure from the hands. Right, so if we exhale completely, we'll inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more breaths on your own. Last one here. Really noticing the sensation on the right side of the neck. Bottom of your next exhale. Return the chin to the left shoulder and gently turning back to center. Maybe releasing the hands, palm can face the ceiling. Just pausing here. Dropping the chin ever so gently. Lengthening through the back of the neck. Returning to a neutral seat, neutral position. Great job. Taking the palms now, the pads of the fingertips, right? Let's place them under the left collarbone. As we move our chin, you'll be able to notice different sensations that are happening, okay? So we're pressing under the left side of the collarbone now. My chin is facing forward, but now I'm going to turn it to the right. My chin is towards the right shoulder. I'll allow the back of my head to drop back as my chin rises towards the ceiling. Right? Bring the chin back down. The tongue is towards the roof of the mouth. The teeth are staying together. Right? Okay. Chin is towards the right shoulder. And gently drop the head back and chin toward the ceiling. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep moving on your own. Feeling the expansion of the abdomen region on the inhalation. And noticing the contraction of your belly as it draws in on the exhalation. This breath here. Great job releasing the hands. Gently lifting the head and coming back to center. Let's take a neutralizing breath here. Awesome. Exhaling completely. Inhaling the arms out to the side. As our arms go out to the side, our palms are wide open, right? So our palms are wide open, so wide. Now my pinky fingers even almost want to go back behind me, right? So my palms are facing the ceiling. They're so wide. We're gathering up all this sacred energy that we're creating. The pinky fingers are almost going back behind me because we're broadening through the chest here, opening through this heart space, opening through the collarbone, reaching the arms out to the side. Awesome. Inhaling here, up overhead. Taking the gaze with you. Take the gaze to the back of the thumbs. Slight back bend here. Inhale. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Maybe even pushing the thumbs right into the sternum, ever so gently, lovingly. Let's do that one more time, right? Spreading through the chest, out to the side, inhaling. Gaze comes with you, back the thumbs. And exhaling down through heart center. Let's do one more time for good measure. Out to the side. Back of the thumbs. And down. Great job. We're going to move with our breath here, okay? So we'll inhale the palms. So we have our hands at our heart space, inhaling straight up. Exhaling, right hand drops in front, left drops behind. Right, inhaling through the center. Left hand's in front, right's in back. Through the center. Keep moving. Two more. Last one. Gently coming back to an easy seat, neutral position with the spine. Neutralizing breath here. Great. Let's meet in tabletop. And take my socks off. We're going to move through some wrist stretches, possibly some feet stretches, as long as I remember. Okay, so we're in our tabletop and we want to make sure our foundation is set up correctly, right? So if you have a block, you're more than welcome taking that block behind that forearm, placing it right up against that forearm. We want to make sure our shoulders are above our wrists, right? So we have that block right behind our forearm. You don't want there to be an angle underneath it, right? So we have it flat. Now we know from here, we have a 90-degree angle from our torso and our arm. You can even slide that block back Making sure our knees are under our hips. Same concept, making sure it's flat there, right? Now we have a structured foundation. Imagining your origami, right? If you have a wrong fold for that swan, it's not going to come out the way that you imagine it. Same thing for our bodies. We can place that block off to the side. Take a couple cat-cows here, right? So moving with our breath, we'll drop the belly for cow. The gaze can come up. Exhale for cat, pushing into the heels of our hands. Great. 3 more. And exhale. Moving very mindfully, very slowly. Inhale, the gaze comes up. Notice, as we're in our cow, how our elbows rotate forward, right? And then when we exhale, pushing into the heels of our hands, the elbows now face one another. Great job. 2 more. Moving very slowly. Exhaling for cat. Let's do 1 more. Inhaling for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Staying right here. Maybe shake your head yes while we're in cat. Shake it no. Great job. Neutral tabletop. From here, take a peek over your left shoulder. Taking a peek over my left shoulder, looking at my bum. Can your bum see you too? Awesome. Taking a peek over the right shoulder. Right shoulder. Can't see my bum. Now I can. All right. Other side once more. Left shoulder. Great job. Right shoulder. Take a peek over that shoulder. And you see your bum. Maybe even the pinky toe of your back foot. Neutral tabletop. Great job. From here, we're going to wave the right fingertips out to the right. We're going to wave the right fingertips out to the right, okay? So if my hands, as normal, are facing noon, waving the right hand out to the right. Now, my fingertips are facing 6 o'clock on the right hand. All right, keeping a slight bend in each elbow. This sensation, I know I feel it too, okay? But we're stretching the wrist space here. Now, keeping a slight bend in each elbow, let's rotate out to the right. Let's rotate out to the right over this wrist, creating space, tending to our being, lovingly, mindfully. As we're circling out to the right, stretching this space here, I want you to notice the sensation. So as we're circling, we're at the base of the thumb, base of the index finger, traveling around back to the base of the pinky, down to the heel of the hand. Keep circling, base of the thumb, index finger, base of the pinky, heel of the hand. A few more times, circling, noticing the tops of our feet, grounding us into the mat. Great job. Neutral tabletop, keeping the hand where it is. Pick up the fingers on the right hand with your left. Picking up our fingers, creating a little bit more space through the palm. Don't forget your thumb. Great, slight bend in both elbows here. Moving through a couple cow excuse me, couple cat cows. I don't care what you do with your breath. We're just gonna get a little active here. So we'll be moving through our pelvic bowl area. It's not so much the ribs, right? We're not getting too crazy with the ribs here. Imagine your bum is a matchstick, right? So you're trying to ignite the flame with your bum on that match, strip, right? So keeping a slight bend in both of your elbows, using your bum now. Pick it up. Down. You might be dizzy just like me. It's okay. Great job. Keeping the hand right where it is. The right arm disappears, okay? Just listen. Keeping a bend in both elbows. The right arm disappears. Your awareness is now in the heel of the left hand. Heel of the left hand, okay? Curl the toes under. Heel of the left hand. Curl the toes under. Feel that grippy sensation of your mat against your toes, right? Grippy sensation, heel of the left hand. Push into the heel of the left hand. Push up, down dog. Exhale. One breath. Exhale, drop the knees. Great job. Turn that right wrist back around. Don't shake it out. I know. Plug it right back into the mat. The sensation will dissipate soon. 3 cat cows here. Two more. Great job. We're moving on to the left side now, okay? Waving the left fingertips out. Left fingertips face 6 o'clock. I have a slight bend in both elbows. You do not want to hyperextend, right? Okay, right hand, pick up the fingers on the left. Create that space through the palm. Great. Creating that space through the palm. Planting that right hand back down. Do you have a bend in both of your elbows? Don't forget. Great. Having that bend in both elbows. Let's rotate out to the left. Rotating out to the left. Remembering base of the thumb, base of the index finger. Traveling to the base of the pinky, back down to the heel of the hand. Rotating out to the left. Remembering that when we're tending to this wrist space, we are tending to our upper back, our neck area, you know, where we hold a lot of tension. Can't just be me. Rotating out to the left. Base of the thumb, index, base of the pinky, back down to the heel of the hand. A few more. Out to the left. Imagining if our body's a house, we're cracking a window here, right? Moving this stuck energy, cleansing this space here on the left side. Also noticing the tops of your feet, your shins are grounding you. Maybe even those little roots are coming out again, right? Out to the left. One more. Great job. Coming back to your neutral tabletop. Slight bend in both elbows, right? We're moving into our flippy breaths again, right? So we're moving at the pelvic bowl, right? So we're not just letting the ribs fly whichever way they want. We're striking that match, right? Down. Great job. The left arm disappears. You know where we're going. Left arm disappears, all right? So your awareness is pushing into the heel of your right hand. Awareness is pushing into the heel of my right hand. Curl the toes under. Feel that grippy sensation. Inhale here. Exhale. Push to the heel of the right hand. Down dog. Great job. One breath. Lower the knees. Flip the hand back around. Plug it right into the mat. Give me some cat-cows. Moving with your breath at your own pace. Two more. Last one. Great job. Walk your hands to your knees. Your bum comes to your heels. Taking a moment, plug the hands right into the thighs. Neutralizing breath here. Taking a moment, two more breaths. Don't shake out those wrists. I know. The sensation will dissipate. You'll undo everything that we just did. Great job. Let's move into one more hand stretch. So we'll take the hands. Now look at me, right? So my hands, right? Backs of my hands are facing you. Okay? Backs of my hands are facing you. So your palms are facing you. Interlace the fingers. I'll take off my ring because it's helpful. So your palms are facing your face. Interlacing the fingers. See? I don't know where that looks good, but come a little closer. Our hands look like this, okay? We're gonna dive our thumbs away from us, okay? I'll show you. My hands are interlaced, and we're gonna, now my palms are facing my face. Dive the thumbs away from you, like they're diving off a little diving board, right? So my thumbs are diving away from us. My palms are facing the top of the mat. This takes some time to get used to. My palms are now facing the top of the mat as they're interlaced. The thumbs come down. And now let's push the palms towards the earth plane, right? So this is a very intense wrist stretch, I know. Keeping a slight bend in both elbows. The closer, eventually we want to get our knees on top of our hands, but the closer your knees are towards your hands, a little bit easier it gets. But take a moment here, right? We'll exhale completely, inhaling for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're ready, gently lift back onto the thumbs. Beautiful. Release the clasp, plugging them right into your thighs. I feel it too. I know. Great job. Lengthening through the back of the neck. One more breath here. Great. Moving into a toe stance. Well, before we get there, but we're moving there. Moving into our toe stance. Excuse me. One moment. Okay. So from here, right, we're sitting on the tops of our feet. My left hand comes down as a little kickstand. Right hand, pick up the right knee. Right, so we're stretching the tops of the feet. Rotating over to the other side. So my right hand comes down, left hand picks up the left knee. Over to the other side once more. And back over again. Great job. So you can keep moving like that, stretching. If this toe stand is not in your practice, if you have some blocks, I'll show you. So curl the toes under. Curl the toes under. It's the first practice of the day, right? So sometimes I can leave it just like this, right? But I don't think I'm gonna do that today. So what we like to do is take our blocks. If you have one, that's fine. I like to use two, pick up my knees, place the blocks right under my knees. Great. I like to make sure my pinky toe, because it doesn't touch down on the way sometimes, so I'll take that little sucker and get her there. Great. So here we have our toe stand, right? Our knees are supported by our blocks. So let's inhale our arms out to the side, up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands down through heart center. 2 more times. One more. Great job. Interlace the fingers, base of the skull. Place them behind the base of the skull. Draw in the elbows towards one another. Let's do some cat-cows. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Keep going. Two more. One. Release the clasp. Hands can come to the blocks. Take the blocks out from under the knees. Put those off to the side. Great job, great job. Come into your tabletop. Pat the tops of the feet on your mat. Bring some life back into those feet. Great job. Take a moment here. Maybe come back seated on your feet. Great. Let's come to an easy seat. I'm going to bring my blankets back here. So I'm going to sit atop them, cross-legged, easy seat. Hands can rest atop the thighs. I like to pick up the fleshy bits of my bum so I can feel my sits bones really plugging into the earth plane. Remembering our theme of the practice is omnipotence. Utilizing our breath throughout the practice really pulls us into our power. Utilizing our pranayama. And as we sit in our easy seat, the breath work that is very natural for our being, that kind of flows effortlessly is Dirgha Pranayama. And I hinted towards that breath pattern throughout the practice, but I'll be a little bit more descriptive with you if this is your first time hearing of Dirgha Pranayama. As we inhale, you can keep your eyes open or closed right now, but just listen. As we inhale, expanding the belly forward. When you inhale, push the belly forward. Let's really think about the lower segments of the lungs here, right? So we'll inhale, pushing the belly forward. Great, exhale, let it go. You'll feel the abdomen contract, the navel kind of pulls towards the spine. Inhale, expanding the belly. Inhaling a little bit further, don't you feel your ribs expand? Awesome. Exhale, let it all go. Inhaling once more, belly comes out, ribs expand. Now, breathing all the way into the tops of the lungs, you begin to feel your collarbones rise, right? Exhale, let it all go. Take a neutralizing breath here while I talk. So, Dirgha Pranayama, inhaling through the belly, expanding, right? So you can imagine that your breath is in three parts, okay? So inhale, the first is expanding the belly. That's the beginning of the first inhalation. The middle is the ribs. That's the second. The intercostal muscles between the ribs begin to widen. And when you're at the fullest extent of your inhale, top of the lungs, you can feel your collarbones ever so gently rise. It's very, very subtle. And as you exhale, trace that sequence back down. Exhaling, dropping the collarbone, right? The air comes back out, right there. And as you exhale a little bit more, you can begin to feel the ribs coming back together. And when you exhale completely, right? It's like the diaphragm comes up, pushes all that air out. The navel goes back towards the spine. So now let's practice that as we inhale, pushing the belly button forward. Inhaling more, feeling the ribs, inhaling all the way. The collarbone, excuse me, the collarbone rises too. And then tracing that sequence back down on the exhalation. That's Dirgha Pranayama. It's a great tool to use throughout every yoga practice. It's a great tool to use to bring yourself back into the present moment. And I love using a count of 4, right? That we were using in the beginning of the practice. So we can inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, collarbone. Exhaling, collarbone drops. 2, ribs. 3, 4, and is it navel towards spine. Inhaling for 1, belly comes out. 2, 3, ribs. 4, collarbone. Exhaling, collarbone drops. 2, 3, ribs draw in. 4, navel to spine. Great job. As we move through this practice, keep remembering Dirgha Pranayama. I'll keep cueing it every now and again too, okay? Let's take a neutralizing breath pattern, or let's take a neutral effing breath. Okay. Letting it all go. One more. Maybe a yawn creeps in there. That's good. Get to my brain, baby. Great. Moving into some hip stretches and yeah, and a little bit of a twisty time. Nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy. Not even, but we'll get into it. So I'm gonna sit sideways so you can see. Let's come into uh well, let's come into what is it? Dandasana or yeah, almost a staff pose, but Paschimottanasana also. So I like to pick up the fleshy bits of my bum, so extending the legs long. From here, we'll keep a generous bend in our legs, okay? So let's move with some dynamic movements first. So inhaling the arms up to the side, up overhead. Exhaling, folding. Fingertips can grace the earth plane. Inhaling back up. Great. Exhale, folding over the extended legs. Once more, rise, arms out to the side. Palms touch overhead. And exhale, fold. Taking a moment here, hands can rest on the shins. Fingertips can rest on either side of the legs. Peace fingers can wrap around the big toes. Whatever's the most comfortable for you. I like to move the fleshy bits of my belly just so I can really fold at the hip crease here. Our toes are activated. My chin gently tucks as I lengthen through the back of my neck. Great. Great job. Awesome. Gently rise. Let's take a wide-legged seated forward fold. So drawing my left leg out to the left, let's draw my right leg out to the right. And I want to fix my fold, right? So I'm gonna fix my seat here. I'm not seated atop of a blanket. We could be, but I'm choosing not to be right this moment. My heels are pushing into the earth plane, inhaling the arms out to the side, up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold. With fingertips touch the earth plane. Gently rising once more, arms out to the side, up overhead, and folding. Keeping a bend in both of my legs. Wonderful. And from here, clasp opposite elbows. So take a clasp of opposite elbows. Great. Inhale and rise with through your heart space. The frame comes overhead. Great. Exhale, release that. Wonderful, wonderful job. So we can come back into a cross-legged easy seat. And I'm going to take my 2 blankets under my bum. So my blankets will be under my bum. I'm going to sit on the very edge of them. Okay. And what I'd like to do is we're going to come into I think it's double pigeon. Fire, some folks call it like fire or log pose or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's double pigeon. So what that looks like is it's pretty intense, okay? So my shin is parallel with the mat. Let me see if you can see me a little closer. So this is what it looks like, okay? Now, your bum is on the earth plane, right? So it's straight, right? I'm keeping my foot activated though. With this leg now, my left ankle goes on top of my right knee, okay? But you see there's this space there, and that's okay. If I had my phone block, it would be better. You can put a little block under there. If you had a blanket, you can do that too. Like just coming into this and we're feeling it into the hip space and just seeing how that feels for us in our body. Now that you have the setup, right? So my mat is better because my ankle. But there'll be a little triangle, right? If you look down, there's a triangle formed here. And we're just going to take a few moments in this pose, okay? So I'll meet you back on my mat. And my sits bones just feel so much better when they're supported. So please, I want you to feel comfortable here. So coming into that double pigeon, we're starting right leg down first. My left is coming over top. So my left ankle is on top of my right knee. And if you have your blocks, bring the blocks right next to your hips, out to the side. Out to the side. And it's almost as if, excuse me, have like a tennis ball of some sort under your armpit that you could feel into that space, right? So we're lifting through the heart space, just rising here for a moment. Right, and really notice any sensations. So your feet are still active, right? The soles of your feet are still shining. The toes are bending back towards the knees. Let's take 5 breaths here. Remembering, I show up for me. I value me. I am worthy of my undivided attention. Last breath. Great job. Very gently take your blocks with you. And your sits bones are still planted into the earth plane. Let's take a wide V shape, right? So I can tent up on my fingertips here on my blocks as I lean forward. Five breaths here. Next one. Amazing. Now from here, let's take our block, and I like to place it on this height. This height. Oh my gosh, I don't know because it's like all the same color. This height. Right in front of my shins. Okay. This is going to get a little cray. Okay. But we like it. We like it. Taking this forearm, taking our left forearm, bring it down to that block. Right? Inhaling the right arm up. So, excuse me. Left forearm is on the cork block. We can clasp with the left hand our right knee. Okay? Inhaling the right arm up. Right? From here, if this is too much, we can take the right arm and place it on our sacrum, flat our hand flat on our lower back. Right? This is beautiful. Couple breaths here. And let's replace. So the right arm comes to the block, left. We need to go up or flat on our lower back. Take a few breaths here. The right hand clasp around the left knee. Great. Gently coming back up. So let's do that once more. So left forearm comes down to the cork block, left hand clasps the right knee, inhaling the arm up to the sky. Great. And let's swim it over our head. So the bicep comes to the ear, swimming over our head, right forearm plants, clasping the left knee, inhaling, left arm up. Great. Swim it over. Keep moving just like this, inhaling up. Last one each side. Great. Taking that opposite elbow clasp overhead, rise through the heart space. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Moving that block off the side. And if you'd like, we can extend the legs forward, remembering that seated forward fold that we took before. Inhale the arms out to the side. Keep a slight bend in each knee. Up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, lower, forward fold. Inhaling back up. Exhale, over the thighs. Taking one more, arms out to the side, up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Great, take that opposite elbow clasp, overhead, rise through the chest. Release. Great. And let's move to the other side now, right? So we did the one side before. So now our left leg comes down. Feet are still active, right? And now the right leg, right ankle goes on top of the left knee. Now I do have this space here. Both sides are different. Which I have somewhere. I could take a little blanket and put it under there. Or let's see. I don't know. Maybe I'll put this block under. Yeah, that feels good. I'm going to put that block there. I have blocks and blankets everywhere. So I'm going to place this cork block in front of my shin again. Remember, you know where we're going. Keep the feet activated. Great. Inhaling, arms out to the side, up overhead, palms touch, hands down through heart center. Take a moment here and notice how this side may feel different than the other. Great. And we're going to go for a swim, okay? So my right forearm will come down. My right hand is clasping the left knee, inhaling the left arm up and open. Great, swim it over, bicep touches my ear, swims over, forearm touches down. Left hand clasps the right knee, inhale, open. Great, swim it over. Keep going. For each side. Take the opposite elbow clasp, overhead, rise through the chest. Release the hands. Take the hands on blocks out to the side again. Tense it up on the fingertips, possibly. Great job. When you're ready, taking your legs back into that extended Paschimottanasana. Great. I like to move the fleshy bits so I could fold into my hip crease, inhaling the arms out to the side, up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling back up, palms touch. Exhale, fold, and stay. Taking the hands wherever you're most comfortable. More breaths. Great. Opposite elbow clasp. Overhead, rise to the chest. Release the clasp. Great. From here, we're going to move into a frog pose. So we have our two blankets. And what I like to do with my blankets is, so I'll have one here on one side of my mat. I have it at a little angle. It's like yeah. If you can see that. Sure, that looks pretty odd. So it's like almost, we're gonna take almost a a child's pose, but it's called frog. It's called freaking frog pose. Freaking frog pose. Okay, so your bum comes back over your heels, right? So this is so our knees can rest on. We have our wide legs here. And we'll take a block, a foam block if you have it. I'll place it center of my chest. Almost like child's pose, right? So we're gonna fold over and I'll take a block under my forehead. Right, so my chest is supported. My forehead is supported. And let's take our hands into a wide V, tented up on our fingertips. We'll take 5 breaths here. Utilizing that Dirgha Pranayama. Two more breaths. Last one. Gently lifting your gaze. And we're going to stay in this position, but remove the block from your chest and yeah. Removing the block from your chest. We're going to start with the right arm. So see how I'm pushing into my left hand? We're almost going to like thread the needle, okay? So we have the block here for the support of our head. Choose whichever block feels best, if it's foam or if it's cork, whichever one feels best for you. Our head is going to rest on that, okay? The right hand, the back of the right arm comes down onto the mat, okay? The head comes down onto the block. Make a fist with your right hand. Excuse me. And with the left hand, drape it over the right fist. Right? So we're turning into ourselves and almost away. Taking 5 breaths here. Remembering I am worthy of my undivided attention. You show up for me. You value me. Here. Gently, the left hand comes back down, pushing in and up, and moving to the other side. So I'm pushing into my right hand now, threading my arm through, coming down to the back of my left arm. My head touches the block, making a fist in the left hand, draping the right hand over the fist. 5 breaths here. 2 more. Last one. Gently lowering the right hand down, pushing into the mat, and gently rising. Noticing how you feel. Great. Coming into I'm gonna stack my blankets. Excuse me. Extending the legs long. Right, taking them a little bit wider than normal, maybe just as wide as the mat. So keeping a generous bend here. And what I'd like to do is, let's clasp, take your left hand, clasp it around the right shin. Right arm, clasp it around the left shin, okay? So we have our forward fold here. Taking a moment, breathing into the sensation, feeling it widening across the back. Feet are activated, right? Awesome. Let's inhale the left arm up and high. We're gonna swim it, or swim it. We're gonna swim, right? So drawing, we're looking under our left armpit. As we exhale, find the clasp on that right shin with our left hand, right? Inhaling the right arm high. As we exhale, look under the armpit and find that clasp on the opposite leg. Inhaling up and over. Swimming. Inhaling up and over. Pausing here. Release the clasp. Pushing the fingertips into the earth plane. Find that opposite elbow. Inhaling that overhead. Rising through the heart space. Release the clasp. Great job. And let's come into a gentle forward fold. So we have the legs extended out in front of us, which we can hold. I like to take my blocks, and my forehead cannot touch the ground like this. So I'm just going to do what I do. I'm hoping this is, so I have 2 blocks stacked on top of each other, just like this between my legs. Okay, which way? Let's go this way. Okay, it looks like a T, and I'm going to put that where my shins, like where my calves are. Coming into a forward fold. All right, so I have this generous bend. Maybe I could put blocks on the lowest setting under my knees. Right, I could even strap myself in. You have a strap. It's not necessary. I don't really ever strap myself in. But it's really great if you wanted to. I'm not done. I'm gonna keep my blocks under my knees. My feet are staying active though. We're still holding the integrity of the pose. I'm gonna bring my blocks a little closer to me. Inhaling the arms up, out to the side, up overhead. Exhale, fold. Fold to your comfort. We're gonna stay here for 5 breaths. This feels nice. When you're ready, very gently remove the block. Don't lift up. Taking that opposite elbow clasp, bringing it above your head. Now inhale from here and rise. Lifting through the heart space. Exhale, release the clasp. Blocks from under my knees. Bring it to an easy seat. You're ready. Your easy seat. Some time noticing any sensations that may be arising. Keeping the eyes closed down or gently gazing towards the floor. Really immersing yourself to this moment. Incorporating Dirgha Pranayama. Can you hear your inhalation? Can you hear your exhalation? With each inhalation, can you feel the cool air flowing into your nostrils? How about when you exhale through the nostrils? Can you feel the warm air on your exhalation? One more breath here. Great job. Keeping the eyes closed. Inhaling the arms out to the side. Up overhead, palms touch. Exhaling the hands down through heart center. Let's take an inhale for Om. When you're ready, exhale completely. Thumbs pushing into the heart space. Inhale. Ah. Keeping the eyes closed. Gently bowing to the practice. When you're ready, rub your hands together. Keep the eyes closed. Rub the hands together. Rubbing the hands together, creating some heat here. And place your hands over your eyes, fingertips at the hairline. When you're ready, open the eyes behind the hands, welcoming in the light. Welcoming yourself back. When you're ready, release the glass. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. I'm so grateful to have you here with me. It's always an honor to share this space with you. Thank you for being with Thryve. Thank you for joining me, Marissa. I can't wait to see you again for next practice. Enjoy the rest of your day. Till we meet again, and again, and again, and again.